All right, we're live. Ohayo gozaimasu, everyone. So we're back with a new segment. This is called Six Figures a Month. We'll discuss what that means in a bit, but thanks everybody for joining in. And we're hopefully going to discuss a lot of good things that might be of interest to you or might help you out along the way in your collecting habits. So to start off, again, I'm Robert, Kaiju Daddy. So I'll be the moderator here today. We're joined by. We'll start off with Ryan. Ryan, if you want to say hi.
What's up, guys? How's everybody doing tonight?
Short and sweet with Ryan.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Al, you wanna say anything?
Yep. Hey guys, glad to be back for round two. Had a great time last time, and it's good to see everyone jumping back in. I see chat's going off a little bit, so looking forward to the show.
Okay, good. So we were talking before we started going live. We apologize for the delay, but we were kind of going over what we're going to cover and whatnot. So I can't really get a sense in this. We were kind of talking about how this streaming service, StreamYard, doesn't really lend itself for being very smooth in terms of seeing the comments and just the layout itself. So if we're not seeing all the comments, apologies in advance. I'll try to highlight, excuse me, some of the comments, and we can go over it sort of towards the end of segments as a transition and whatnot. So let's see who we have in right from the beginning. We have the Goblin Kid saying he can't wait for the Bane, which is great. Who else we got? Got Jason's here. He's looking forward to that. How's it going, Jason? Jason has been very active in the Facebook group lately. It's always good to see him. We got Sneaky Figures. Hey guys, we got some
That's
goof
me.
guy. Yeah, the Collector. What kind of name is that? Really strange. All right, so KJ, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming in. Philippe, am I pronouncing that correct? Philippe? I know Philippe is looking forward to a certain segment that we're going to be doing later. So thanks for joining us. So how's everybody's week been? I've been pretty busy with work and family and school and whatever. So let me try to turn off my phone. How's everything going with you, Ryan? I know you're on holidays now.
Yeah, I'm in the same occupation as Robert, so I have the summers off. So all I'm doing right now is trying to make all the extra money I can to support my habit.
Yeah.
In all honesty, so the last couple of days I've been super busy working, but it's nice sleeping in, every day instead of getting up at 5:45 in the morning. So, and I was telling Robert I actually took a nap today and had my coffee to be awake for tonight. So I'm here to help you guys out, hopefully make the worst decisions in your life.
To help facilitate it, right? Hold our hands along the way.
Be an enabler.
Al, how's it going? How was your week?
Week busy with work. Only holidays I get are the typical holidays. So I had Memorial Day off, 4th of July coming up. But other than that, just been working. Luckily I work from home, so it's not too bad. But
Nice.
Sometimes you get a little cabin fever. So every morning, usually about 5:30, 6 a.m., go to the gym first before work, about 6 days a week. So that's what keeps me sane, along with this expensive hobby we all do.
Well, you're not married, right, Al?
I'm not married yet.
Living the dream. Living
so
the dream.
yeah. So right now I'm good, but you know what? I feel like I still got to keep it a secret though. Yeah, start prepping myself mentally, you know.
Yeah, you know, getting ready for that.
Yeah.
So James Cook did. He has a comment here, which I think is interesting. He just started collecting about 4 months ago. My condolences. I'm sorry to hear that. And I've been collecting Joy Toy Warhammer figures. Any figure suggestions? So the Joy Toy is 1/18 scale. That's the 3 3/4 inch, 4-inch scale. The Warhammer, I think that's the same. Is it? Is it not? Anyone know?
To be honest, I'm not sure. The only Warhammer I was really familiar with was the little die-cast figures from
Yeah.
back in the day. You know, or I'm sure they still make them for the tabletops, but I personally have never really looked into the actual figures.
Okay.
But I did see
how about our resident guy, Ryan?
I think I'm too old for that stuff. In all honesty, I don't know. I never got into that stuff, so yeah. I have no knowledge besides Henry Cavill being a big time Warhammer fan. That's all I know. So
okay, so he
don't have any knowledge about that. I know they look cool and all, but
they do look cool. Yeah, I have friends here who do the Warhammer stuff.
Yeah, I try not to get into that because then eventually I'll probably collect it and then go deep into it and then ask myself, what did I just do? You know, a month later.
You know, they got that show coming out that Amazon's working on with Henry Cavill. So, you know, maybe once that show gets
the Warhammer show
out. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't. They announced it. They haven't really shown anything. Who knows how far along they are in? But I'm sure once we see that show, it's going to be something that we're just going to add to the list.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like the Fallout. When I watched Fallout on Amazon, I was like, I remember playing those games, you know, from time to time. But I was like, man, I need those mech suits, man. Then those are so cool. And then the Nuka-Cola one, and then I looked at the price. I think it was 3-0 making it. I was like $500. I'm just like, oh man, that's expensive.
Yeah,
you know,
it's funny with 3-0. I mean, I think like they used to be 3A and 3-0, and then they merged into just one entity, and then they called it 3-0. But you know, some of the things are outrageously priced, and then other things they're an incredible bargain, like the Joes, right? Like the G.I. Joe figures. I think that those figures are the best bargain right now in 1/6 collecting in terms of what you get, the quality, and the price. It's just insane. But James updated. He says he has a few Figmas in Mezco, and he's really digging the Storm collectibles. They look very dope to play with and take pictures with. So also in the Figma and the Mezco and the Storm collectibles, you got to slow down, man. You're getting your hands in everything, every cookie jar, every piece of the pie.
Yeah, don't let Robert send you a message saying, "Hey, you need to buy this." Like a GI Joe. What was it? 3-0. Was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago? Yeah, then he's telling me I got all of them. I'm like, oh, geez. No.
Yeah. He says it as much here. He didn't realize how expensive the figures are. He spent a lot of money so far, and he can't stop at this point. Yeah, I mean, I think when you first get into collecting, you're just trying to feel your way, right? You're kind of looking at the different lines and the different brands and things that interest you, and you kind of you grab a couple things here and there, and you kind of learn what you like and learn what you don't like. So you're probably in that stage, and that's actually a pretty exciting stage to be in, actually. So you know, just figure out the things that you like. I would say probably after 4, 5, 6 months, you have a good idea of the quality of different companies and the brands and what they're offering. So kind of stick to that. You know, whatever makes you happy, whatever you enjoy, just do that. And you know, if you are in the Facebook group, we post links all the time and information on new releases, new announcements. So, you know, take a look, and if something catches your eye, check it out. Anybody want to add anything?
I would say always, you know, if you're interested in something new, always talk to people. I know with Mythic Legions, I talked to a couple guys who has been in a long time, they told me actually, don't buy everything. They said specialize. If you like the knights, focus on the knights. If you like the barbarians, focus on the barbarians. And I got a Valiant Knight off of a guy for retail, and he just told me he just needs to stop collecting every single thing they make. And I think that's the biggest thing, because sometimes you'll get a figure and you'll take a look at it and you're just like, man, I don't even know why I buy this anymore. Like right now I'm digging the Mafex, the Mezco. I just got the endoskeleton today.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Is it your first endo?
Yeah. I mean, this I think I got it for $50.
Yeah.
So
it's not broken. It was broken and they fixed it.
No, I don't see anything broken or anything. But I'll tell you what, I was scared to death to put his hands on.
Oh, the hands are nothing. The hands are nothing.
Well, I thought I was gonna break it, snap it, and then I apply a little heat to it. I was a little careful, but I'm telling you, it's gonna lean, so I have to kind of mess with that. But he didn't. I'm guessing he didn't like it, and he sold it for $50 or $60 shipped. So,
half the price.
Words of encouragement. You don't always need something right away. Yes, you're gonna miss out on something, but eventually it comes around. Somebody needs to sell it. And that's some of my best bargains I've ever gotten. Like the Bat Pod that I got.
Don't.
Oh, you don't want me to talk about it? Okay, the Bat Pod.
I don't have it, and you got 2 deals on it in like a week.
Yeah, but it's somebody I've dealt with, and I'll buy stuff from him. There's things I don't need, but I'll buy from him. And I'm not talking about expensive stuff, but then he gives you a deal on something that costs, I think, $300 for $50. So you can't beat that. And people are thinking that was not even they thought it was 112 and it was 16. And those get pretty expensive. And, it's something you can't really recover from. And you can get backed in a corner real quick if you keep buying expensive things. Then you find something you really want, and then you don't have the money for it. So that's my word of advice for most of you guys. Unless you just, you're big daddy bucks and you have all the money in the world, you can buy everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been same boat. Some of us learned the hard way. I used to pre-order almost every single hot toy that they'd put up, as soon as it went up for pre-orders. And, not
this
only
is
is it costly.
Before the non-refundable deposit, or this is after?
No, this is like during. Yeah.
During.
So during. So, not only can it get costly very fast and add up, you start realizing, we were talking about FOMO last time. You just see Hot Toys preview, like, they'll post an announcement and everyone just gets hyped up, like, oh my God, they're finally making it. And in Sideshow and some other retailers, they'll post pre-order links maybe like less than a day after the announcement. And you start realizing that it was just FOMO. I didn't even really care for this character, and shoot, I might not even have enough I might not even be able to display this character at the moment, or figure. So yeah, it's just one of those things. You just got to find that balance, like Ryan was talking about. Maybe just figure out what properties or lines you're really interested in, and either go out all on that line or just pick certain characters, your favorite characters, and start there. And just if you have the extra money to get more, then so be it. But it's easy to fall in, like James Cook just said, rabbit holes.
Yeah. And I was telling Jason Goldberg's in the chat, but I was sending him a message back and forth. I was telling him too, also look at these little shops, guys running a shop out of their house. A lot of times they don't do tax, they don't do shipping, it's free. And then around holidays, some of them have 10% off codes. Now I don't share that out loud with people, so don't ask me who it is. I'm not going to say it on the stream or anything, but you got to do your little research and you'll find these places. And I'm telling you, send them a message. I just sent a guy a message. I think I forgot about the holiday, and I know he does 10% off. So I contacted him and he just gives me the code. because he knows I'll buy it from him when I send him an email. But build those relationships from those small town sellers or comic book shops or guys that don't have a brick and mortar store, and stretch your money out and be careful of pre-orders. I know a lot of people don't like Big Bad Toy Store, but a lot of times you can cancel them. And, I think they're learning right now. A lot of people cancel with the Mafex figures, so that's why you're seeing these NRDs. But like Mezco, I mean, I swear you can get Mezco cheaper from there than Mezco itself. And it's just random figures and things they don't have to import. So do your research, get in the groups, talk to people, chat on the groups. Especially like right now, I've noticed a lot of people don't really chat much in the group. So, hey, post messages, ask, questions, and then hopefully somebody can answer those for you.
Yeah, and review videos. I've been doing a lot of that too.
Yeah. I'm going to apologize in advance. I noticed that my connection hasn't been very good this morning. So if I'm in and out, if things start lagging, I'm sorry about that. Don't leave us. Stay on. So let's get into our first topic for today. What is going on with Mafex? So I'll start off with there being a lot more open with me recently when I try to talk to them. For a while, I told you they were just kind of giving me the silent treatment, and they didn't really want to engage at all. But in the last month or two, they've been pretty good, pretty great. When I go in and talk, they're friendly and everything. So I don't know what happened. Something happened. Maybe it's me bitching about them. I don't know. But in terms of the figures, like we've had a string now of a lot of pretty kind of disappointing releases. And I would say, Ryan showed us probably the most disappointing figure of the year already, which is that endoskeleton. How do you release a figure at that price point with the knowledge that it's that fragile and not put any kind of die cast in there? And the plastic that they chose to use with the feet, it'll probably break on me now that I'm even touching it. The plastic that they chose to use, it's not even a ball joint. It's just a small, sliver of plastic. You couldn't have made the lower leg and the feet die cast. You couldn't have done that for that price point. I mean, Al, you said it. I mean, it's $100. For some people that was a $130 figure, $140. So I wrote down the releases that they've had so far this year, and I would say with almost every one of them, we've had people complaining about something. And I mean, that's normal with any kind of release, but we're talking about a good amount of the collecting communities had an issue. So going back, we had the 2 renewal RoboCops, right? With that color scheme. Like, what was that? What a weird choice. What an odd choice for the re-release or the renewal version of those figures. I mean, you couldn't just update some accessories. You couldn't do something like that and repackage the thing. Let me get it here. This figure came out at the beginning of the year. This was a pretty good release. I'm not going to lie. This is a good release. But the issue is the vines on the legs. Like, they don't stay on at all. You couldn't sculpt them on. Instead, we have these things falling off all the time. People don't want to have to readjust that sort of stuff. I mean, it's on your shelf. It falls down. Where's the figure? You got to get it off your shelf. You got to redo it, put it back on. And it's just a nonstop, continuous thing with that particular Poison Ivy figure. We had the Boba Fett, amazing head sculpt, but no articulation on the knees, on the elbows. I mean, it's just 90 degrees. Very disappointing there. The Mando was pretty good. I would have liked to have seen a better sheen on the armor. I thought maybe they would have done that with the 2.0, but but all in all, I think that release was one of their better ones. We had what else did we have earlier on in the year? Hold on a second, let me check. So we had, of course, we had the Captain America with the forearms that were on the wrong way. Right? Like that huge QC issue. Like when I was playing with my figure, when I was reviewing it, I didn't really notice it at the beginning until someone mentioned it. And I was like, oh my God, yeah. But it looks so off, and it was really weird. And how would they allow the entire inventory to be assembled in that way? Like, where is the QC there? I mean, that was really, really weird. So, I mean, that one in and of itself was a head scratcher. What else came out? So the Rescue wasn't bad. I thought the Rescue release was a decent release. So we had the Mando and the Rescue were good. The 2 RoboCops and the Poison Ivy not so good. Then we move along. The Endoskeleton, I would consider that an L. Total L. The Boba Fett, we had a couple of Ultraman releases, which nobody really cared about. We got the Batman on the horse. I like that figure. I think that's a really nice figure. You guys, did both of you get it or just Ryan?
I think just Ryan. I didn't.
You didn't pick it up?
I didn't pick it up. Not yet. Not yet.
All right.
Yeah.
Not yet.
But I did get Winter Soldier. That was a pretty solid release.
I was going to say the Winter Soldier is a pretty good release. The Winter Soldier is a good release, but lack of guns.
But exactly. Lack of guns, which was surprising.
Like, are you kidding me? I mean, granted, they didn't show it in the solicitation, but it's the Winter Soldier. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Who's going to display him without guns?
He comes with like 4 knives.
Mine has a knife, but
yeah,
come on. And there's the Joker, that Joker that comes with the 2 ice cream cones. I mean, come on. Like, what is this? What is this release? And then we have the Aquaman. That's a good figure. That's a decent figure. I like that figure a lot. The Bo-Katan.
Trash.
What did you say? It looks good, right? Looks good.
It looks good. It looks good. But I commented on Isaac Wong's pictures on Twitter, on X, and he was like, it looks exactly like the actress. I mean, everybody's view is different, right? And I think that the eyes up, like this area right here, they got it. The headband is off. It's way off. And everything from the nose down, I think, is off. It's just it's kind of soft in the sculpt because she doesn't have a soft face.
No,
it's a soft sculpt. There's no articulation beyond 90 degrees on the elbows. It has no way. There's no way to put the head up at all. It doesn't move up at all. It doesn't move backwards at all. Nothing. It comes with 2 guns and that stupid grappling hook that every Mando comes with these days. And who displays their figure with the grappling hook? Who? I don't need that with every release. Like, come on. So, I don't know. I think they're batting probably 300 this year in terms of their releases. That Batman with the ab. Now, for some people, they're going to say, well, that's not a big deal. That is a big deal, because most people are going to pair that figure with Bane. And if you can't reproduce that iconic image of Bane holding Batman, ready to break him because Batman is stiff, what's the point? You know, I mean, that's the exact pose that I wanted to do. And I think the majority of people wanted to do that pose as well. That's why we got the figures. But, you know, I don't know what's going on with this company.
What if they
sometimes they're killing it and sometimes they're just missing it.
What if they release or announce a Nightfall Batman battle damaged? I mean, they could be. I mean, hey, I would buy that right away. I'm just looking at a comic and I'm like, man, there's a lot of stuff they could do differently, you know. But someone brought up.
The main thing for me is the abs.
Yeah,
like that is huge for me. Like,
yeah.
What are you doing? I don't understand that. Did you guys get it? Did you keep it? Did you cancel it?
I have them both on order.
Yeah, I haven't decided.
Cheaper than what I had it for.
You haven't decided?
I was, you know, on the fence, but yeah, after seeing a couple reviews, I don't know. Bane is a for sure. If it doesn't even end up as a good figure, you know, I'm sure a lot of us love Bane as one of Batman's villains. You know, and to see him finally made, you know, with an import 112 company, you know, and who knows how Mafex is going to do or Medicom's going to do with this figure, but I think most of us are excited to see how that goes. And there we go, the non-battle damaged Batman.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. We might have to hit up that.
When you do that, look at the gap.
Oh yeah.
Look at that gap. Like, I mean, you can do it, but then the figure looks totally messed up. That should have been the priority with that piece. You know?
This Batman's going to be the tiger stripe Wolverine of the DC side with a weird joint.
So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this company. You know, they don't seem to, you know, I mean, like when you release a figure that's the same size and in all intents and purposes the same body as that Hush Batman, and you drop the ball on it so bad. That Hush is amazing. It's an amazing figure. And you can't just tweak this one a little bit to get it, you know, just on par with that? I don't know. I'm not giving up hope, keeping hope alive, but I don't know.
Still got a lot more releases
to
go this
cheaper.
Year.
Yeah, they're not getting cheaper. Now we're like retail over here, I'm starting to see over 10,000 yen. Before you could get them for under 10,000 yen, like right at that cutoff, 9,700 yen or something. But now they're starting to breach that 10,000 yen. You know, I can buy 1/6 figures, those 3-0 GI Joes, for, you know, maybe 70% more, like 18,000 yen, 17,000 yen. If I'm going to keep dealing with these issues with the Mafex, I don't know. So, what do you guys think? What are your impressions of the figures you've been getting recently?
Well, recently,
go ahead. Sorry.
Recently, well, the endoskeleton, I'll be honest, I wasn't impressed at all. The Batman that I got, the horse, I like that a lot. But like you said, some of them feel so fragile, and some of them you don't understand the articulation. I've got in Venom and Black Suit Spider-Man right there. Nice figures, but you know, you have to really oil it up and get them loose and break them in I got Carnage. Still, I got them out of the box, and I mean, it's gonna, I got to be careful. I have to put them back in the box because I'm not ready to oil them up and get them loose yet. But I mean, the reissues have been great.
Oh yeah. I mean, they've been great about that.
But
Absolutely.
just watching your reviews, as soon as I see one of your reviews and it looks like you have issues, I just cancel my order instantly. And that's why I mean, if I'm not sure, I'm going with Big Bad Toy Store just in case. And I've noticed the retailers in Japan are getting them in when they get, released. So I don't know. I had the same problems with other brands that like Mezco. I got a Storm Shadow with a big old smudge right across his face. I'm thinking, how in the heck did they put that in a box? And I'm just lucky.
Someone just finished lunch and
yeah, I mean it's insane some of the things that they do. And then you hear about like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4-pack, same sculpts, and you hear about the hands, like they give you the same hands. You're missing stuff, and people are trying to, make trades and stuff I mean, it's insane. For the amount you're paying for this stuff, they should probably spend a little bit more on quality control. And then also on the engineering side, they kind of have to think about those things. And who knows who's in charge of making those decisions. Like you're talking about Nightfall Batman. Maybe they got a kid that has, he's 20 years old, has no idea. Maybe they don't do research. You see that all the time in entertainment with movies where you hear about like 20 and 30-year-olds are running these studios now.
Not over here.
Not over there. Okay.
Not over here. They don't work that way here.
Well, that's good.
It's all about putting in your time. It's less of a meritocracy and more of a, all right, now it's my turn to be in charge after 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So, it's a 20-year-old would never achieve that, even if he was a wonder kid.
Yeah.
In Japan, it's all about, you got to put in your time. Everything is based on time. It's not really what your ideas are. It's what seniority do you have? So, like, that's the thing. Like, was there a change? Did somebody come in now and handle these tasks? Is there a new person in charge? Like, what is going on? So
you're gonna have to infiltrate their offices,
right?
And find out for us.
Well, I'm hoping to try to get in on the summer, the Metacom extravaganza that they have, as a press, as a something like that this year, rather than going in with the general public. I have to ask about that probably in the next 1 or 2 weeks, just to kind of see if I can talk to somebody beyond who I'm talking to already, and sort of move up that ladder in terms of people who are maybe open to talking about the figures, what goes into the decisions and stuff like that. So we'll see. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no. I was just going to bring up one figure that we haven't mentioned that kind of broke some headlines was Rogue. That got everyone bit excited. We're getting more Jim Lee X-Men. That is one I pre-ordered right away because if it's a figure that, or part of a line that I know I want for sure, especially when I get nostalgic with 90s properties, that one, I don't care if it's a crappy figure in the end, I was going to pre-order it anyways. But anyways, I know there's still, it seems like there's still some people on the fence. I was reading some comments all over the place, not just a group, but Reddit, YouTube, whatnot. There was a lot of people that were mad about her only having one hairstyle with 3 different head sculpts.
Oh yeah.
Yes. What? Yeah.
Yeah. That was a kind of a, I guess, a way to
and it's windswept, right? Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's windswept.
Windswept.
If it's just neutral, that's different.
That's taking shortcuts and trying to save money.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't mind the Yeah, I didn't mind the face. I know a lot of people were saying, "Oh, that's Psylocke's face. That's Jean Grey's face." I didn't mind that too much, just because it is a Jim Lee
Yeah,
inspired figure,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they he drew all the ladies pretty similarly in the face, so I didn't mind that much. But the hair, yeah, I could see like it's the same exact wind swept hair on all three sculpts.
Yeah. I mean, shortcuts, right?
Yeah, and then I asked the group, what was it, 2 days ago, about what they wanted, and there was a lot of people that brought up good stuff. They talked
Oh
about
yeah,
Professor X or Nightcrawler.
Mhm.
They're missing out a lot of money, I think, on some of these releases or announcements they could make. Personally, I want to see some DC Metal and DC Vampires. I want to see Grim Knight, but I know they won't put guns with it.
yeah.
Invincible. Imagine if they got Invincible. I don't know. Is Invincible huge in Asia? No. See, that's the problem.
At least not in Japan.
But where's Green Lantern or Ghost Rider?
So that's the thing. Like, I mean, so before Marvel came out with all their movies back, like with Iron Man, right? Back in the day. At Halloween, which wasn't big here at all until very recently, I would wear like a Captain America costume. And I would go out for Halloween. I would say 70 to 80% of all the people that saw me is Captain America. Very clearly, I am Captain America. Oh, Spider-Man. Spider-Man. What? Spider-Man. What? So you don't see Green Lantern, you don't see Ghost Rider, you don't see anything but like the core MCU comic people here, because you can't really buy comic books here, like American comic books. You can't really get them. Only a couple of places stock them, and not even really much anymore. But people just don't know these characters, so they're not gonna invest the time and the money in developing figures for those characters if their market has no idea who they are. So yeah, hoping for those is it's never gonna happen.
Well, that makes me wonder. Then I'm assuming The Boys is popular over there if they're
The Boys is
having it.
popular here. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The Boys
Okay.
is popular.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
But
looking for Homelander. Anyone? Homelander.
yeah.
No eBay prices. Hook me up. 20% off
I gotta
eBay
look
prices,
inside.
man. That's what I do. I give everybody 20% discounts. Don't be sending me messages now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I forgot to mention that Rogue. But this month we're getting, if it holds track, we're getting the Ahsoka, we're getting the Phoenix, and we're getting the Bane. So we'll see. We'll see if that holds, and we'll see when they come out. I would imagine that Bane is releasing first. I would imagine it is. The Phoenix and the Ahsoka probably towards the end of the month. But they don't have a good track record now with these Star Wars releases. So I'm kind of worried about that Ahsoka. I don't want 90 degrees on a figure holding a lightsaber. I might as well just get a Black Series. So hopefully they don't screw that one up. We'll see. Anyway, any final thoughts on the Mafex issue before we move on? No?
Nothing.
Good.
All right, so let's move on. Let me change our screen. Give me a moment, guys. I'm pretty bad with this, so. All right, so let me just set it up. we're going to be moving into a little bit of G.I. Joe for you guys. All right, so this is YoJoe June. We'll let Ryan take over since he's our Joe expert.
Okay, so everybody knows, hopefully by now, I know a lot of people don't like G.I. Joe, but Robert and I love G.I. Joe, so this is a huge month. So YoJoe June, what is that all about? You're going to have 3. You can go to the next slide. You're going to have 3 streams. You're going to have comics coming out. You had a Kickstarter last week. So the last several months, if you didn't realize, Image took over, Skybound took over the license for G.I. Joe, and they've been killing it lately. So we have comics in June coming out. We have Robert, you're screwing.
Huh? Sorry, my bad.
You can't
My bad.
go backwards.
Go backwards.
Backwards.
All right. I got to get out of it. All
okay,
right.
yeah. So basically, I'll just start talking about it. So the comics the last several months, they've been focusing on crossovers with G.I. Joe and Transformers, and I think it's been working out since Skybound took over the licenses for those 2 properties. The comics have actually been pretty good. I've been visiting the local comic book store and getting the miniseries like Duke, Cobra Commander. So miniseries is 5 issues. Both of those have finished, and I mean the property's getting hot. Now the problem with G.I. Joe and Hasbro is they, over the years they've been screwing up the movie. So I think this will lead into the G.I. Joe and Transformer movie, and hopefully they get some good writers and they actually make a good movie out of this one. So comics in June, you got Scarlet #1, June 5th. This is like the #1 pre-ordered issue in the last, I think they said 20 plus years. So there is a huge demand right now for G.I. Joe comics. Destro comes out on the 19th, and I believe that will be following up on the Cobra Commander series.
Can we just maybe reference the difference between the comics in general and the cartoon? Most people's exposure is the cartoon, and there's a difference between the comics and the cartoon. Can you just kind of touch on that a little bit?
Well, you like the comics right now, they're going to be more mature content. It's not going to be like the cartoons that we watched in the 80s.
People die in the comics.
Yeah, in the comics, yeah, you got crazy stuff going on. You got people getting shot in the head, stuff like that. It is violent. Warren Ellis, was it Warren Ellis? Yeah, I believe Warren Ellis did a cartoon years ago that actually was something similar to the comics. So the comics are a lot different, especially Cobra Commander. There's things he does in that, or even Duke. You would never see that in a cartoon. You can go to the next slide. So that led into the Kickstarter. And on the Kickstarter, it was insane. And I don't know who's making these decisions if they don't have enough trust in the G.I. Joe community. But I'm telling you, G.I. Joe community is going gangbusters on anything. And this Kickstarter came up. I got on there, I think a minute after it became live. I would have been the number 13 backer. And I sent Robert a message. I said, hey, do I go G.I. Joe hardcovers or do I go Cobra? And he didn't respond. He's probably working. So when I sent a message and I noticed he doesn't respond or somebody else, I'm like, I don't want to be a nuisance. So I was looking at how many people were ordering, and I think I was like the 113th backer in like a couple minutes. And that's how fast it got funded. So it got funded in 6 minutes, and they only wanted $50,000, which is insane. They're already over, I think, where are they over $1 million and $500,000 or something crazy like that right now. You can go to the next slide.
Yeah.
So you had to choose your side. So I thought whoever ran this Kickstarter or did these little gimmicks, I think they did a great job. Even though I think maybe, G.I. Joe should be green and Cobra should be blue. It still was a kind of a cool gimmick. they're forcing you almost to buy 2 sets. But the problem is Robert doesn't live down the block from me, so we can't buy 2 sets and start mixing them up, right? So you have to go all blue or you got to go all red. They priced it good too. So I've been buying books, I think every week. Maybe I skipped a week here and there since like 2016. So every Tuesday I'm buying books. And the price for each of these compendiums are $75. So $75 is not a bad price for about a 1,200 page book, hardcover. The only bad thing is, you can go to the next slide. The only bad thing is it is a standard size book. It's not a deluxe. So if you know anything about deluxe editions or omnibuses, they're just a little larger trim size. The stretch goal. So I believe they didn't even have, I don't think they had the stretch goals even set like on the mounts, because I don't think they thought it was going to do this well. So the stretch goals came out and they went like this, like gangbusters. So you have the gilded pages on your lower right, which is really cool. The only thing about gilded pages, if you know, sometimes you'll get a book and they'll be stuck. They don't cut them right. So that's the only concern I have with that. Ribbons are included, one of the stretch goals. They're putting foil on the boxes, which I will personally never use. Some people will display them. You get cards, and then they give you a lot of stickers and patches. You can go to the next slide. They'll give you stickers, patches, posters, and all that. The only bad thing about getting those is your shipping. They can't do media mail because once they include a sticker or a poster or any promotional items, they cannot get media mail. So shipping is $50 in the United States, which isn't that bad for how much they're going to weigh. Overseas, I think it was, I think in Japan, I think it would be $80. So you're going to be paying, $30 extra. So what did I get? So I went with the autograph set from Larry, and that went, I think that sold out probably in the first hour. It sold out. So I went with the Snake Eyes edition, and you get a bunch of free stuff. You can go to the next slide. And then as of 8:30 tonight, I just screenshotted this, and it's probably gone even more. I mean, that's how much it raised. That's how many backers there are. Now, why do I even bring this stuff up? Well, I think it could influence the decisions on when to have the Haslab go up. I don't think they thought this many people would be backing this. But it's insane. I mean, people don't understand. There is such a huge backing for G.I. Joe. And a lot of these people are in their 40s, 50s, older ages where they have money and they're eating up. I've been looking for years for G.I. Joe collective editions, and one volume would be like $300, something insane like that. You go to the next page.
We went so long without anything.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden we got all this money to burn.
Yeah. And then you start having leaks, and these have pretty much been confirmed. Most of the stuff I'm getting from is Full Force Podcast or other YouTubers or people on Instagram. So the first major one is June 4th at 11 a.m. And you better believe it. A lot of the leaks we're already getting. The one leak they don't have is the Hasbro exclusives. So that's something to think about. So there's a humongous list. Go to the next one. There's a humongous list of all these leaks. And here's what the pre-order dates will probably be. The 4th, 11th, 18th. And I think last year they had an extra one at the very end for the Haslab, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But I believe they added one. So every day that you have there, it could drop 3 to 6 figures or more. And it's going to get insane. So you got all these people that just backed this Kickstarter. And I'm not 100% sure, every single person that backed that Kickstarter is also a figure collector, but you better believe it's probably a lot. So prepare your wallets if you're into G.I. Joe or Cobra, because the rumor is, and some of them have been confirmed, you're going to have troop builders too. So it's going to be insane. Go to the next slide. And then you have a wholesaler or retailer tweeting something out or putting this on some type of social media. So Full Force dropped a big one, and look at that in the bottom left. That's the Cobra version of the Vamp. And I'm telling you, I think more people will buy that than the
Yep.
vamp, because the
You
vamp
will
is
anyway.
not. Somebody's gonna ask me to buy a couple. Yeah. Yeah, that right there is gonna be insanely ordered, because people missed out on the vamp, and I think it was $99. And I actually canceled one of mine, and I had to go on eBay and got one now. I didn't overpay too much, but that stinger, I'm telling you, people are gonna eat it up, and the amount of troops you have, you can throw in there, it's insane, guys. So who this guy is, he says he ordered for a store as well as he ordered the stinger, so that's a good thing. It's not going to be a Hasbro exclusive. He ordered the Sergeant Slaughter classic Cobra Commander, and he's saying something about the hooded version. Now, that's probably the number one figure people want. I'm not sure if that's going to be coming out. A Cobra Trooper. Oh, that's insane. You're going to have to buy at least 5 or 6 or more. If you're Robert, you're buying 9
or 20
or 20. And then the 60th anniversary, it's going to be a Marine Sniper, and then the Pilot Halo Jumper. I hope it comes with a parachute or something. I think that's something that most people want. You can go to the next slide. And that is just from 3D Joe's. And then that little omnibus hardcover. If you do not have that, and I cannot remember how much I paid for it, that thing is awesome. It's got all the original artwork of the G.I. Joes. And this is where I got the images from. So that's what the vamp looks like a long time ago. Hopefully, it's going to be modernized, right? And that's, of course, is the driver. Next slide. And then this is the back of the box. So it just shows you what you could expect, and hopefully they make humongous improvements, years and years later. Next slide. And then you got another one. So this is just a list of the figures. These do not include Hasbro exclusive, I believe so. So you got the retro carded Cobra Commander, something probably similar to the upper left corner that came, the Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander that came with the Hiss tank. The probably something similar to that. Yep. And some type of retro carded Cobra Trooper, and they did make the thickness of the card a lot better. So I got 4 over here that I'm just looking at, and I probably need to buy more so I can open those. The Storm Shadow version 2, which definitely people would buy. Alpine, which is real cool. Next slide. Then you got the Grenadiers. You got the Bat, which you see a lot of customs for. Again, Mad Marauders, Sergeant Slaughter. You go to the next slide. And then you have the 60th anniversary. So we need, you're going to have the Marine Sniper and the Halo Jumper. So, and I'm telling you, I like the 60th anniversary figures. I know some people don't like them, but I like them. And, people are going to buy multiples of those. That's the thing. You can customize them. You got great 3D printers out there. You got people that do their own stuff. They're, and hopefully they put them at $10 cheaper when they put them out, right? So we can all
like Entertainment Earth did, right?
Yeah, Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toy Store made that mistake, and I don't know if Target did.
Mistake.
Yeah, or they were told wrong. So a lot of times there's communication issues. You can go to the next slide. And then Haslab. So the big question is Haslab when? And I'm telling you, it is so important for a person like me, because I usually back. I do back the G.I. Joe. Star Wars, I've not been backing those. Marvel, I'll back it if it's something I want, because I've learned my lesson from that. So the Kickstarter ends in 25 days. So I think it's June 25th, if my math was right. So that's why I think they'll wait until that last week to do an extra stream and do the Haslab, because I know the San Diego convention is July 25th this year, and I believe last year they had that on display. I know they had the Hiss tank displayed a couple years ago. Again, the dates of the pre-orders are huge. How many are they dropping? It's Target and Walmart, Target, and Walmart, I think, has exclusives. I know they do. I don't have them memorized, but I know that Full Force podcast, you ever listen to that, just when you're going to work or commuting, just turn that on, listen to them. 10% of that stuff will sink in eventually. Your June releases, your eels. I'm asking Robert, hey, is 5 enough, or should I Yeah, eels I won't cancel. The snow serpents, they look a little different than the retro ones or the ones originally. So, I was asking him, do I cancel them? And he's like, I'm getting 9. And who else knows? I know there's tons of figures that were supposed to come out in June, and a lot of them got pushed back, or we're not sure. If you live in Australia, and we have people from Australia, they get theirs early. I don't know how they do that, but they are. Biggest question I'm hearing is, are people going to have money? Hey, there's figures releasing this month, so you're going to have to pay. And then, like I said, that San Diego comic convention or Comic-Con is huge, July 25th. So I'm guessing they're going to want to have, everybody wants to have their Haslab project on display. So who knows what goes behind the scenes? The Star Wars want to have their stuff out first. I mean, I'm just thinking G.I. Joe is something that has a proven track record lately. And I think G.I. Joe is going to go first. You can go to the next. I don't even know if I have another slide.
That Kickstarter, I think, shows them.
Yeah.
There's a huge untapped market here.
And did you guys hear about the actor that they want to have in the movie?
Yep. I read that.
Well, he was awesome in that Mad Max movie. Chris Hemsworth.
Wait, which actor? Oh, Chris Hemsworth. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thor in a Mad Max movie? That's awesome.
Thor.
Yeah.
So he would be Duke, right? He'd have to be.
I don't know, because they kept talking about the one guy is humongous. What is his name? He was in The Reacher.
Oh, that guy.
He makes Chris Hemsworth look like a puny twig. I mean, that guy is huge, but his acting skills, I don't think is as good as Chris.
He should be gung ho.
Yeah, just put them all in there, and John Cena.
Yeah,
but who knows? John Cena, I'm guessing, wants a lot of the speaking roles or something. Who knows? So Haslab wish. So, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was saying John Cena's already part of the Transformers universe.
Oh, I know. Well, Chris Hemsworth's doing the voice of was it Transformers?
Optimus, I believe.
Yeah,
I believe he's doing.
Yeah, and that animated one. Yeah.
So it is rumors, but I think if I was an actor, and I'd be taking a role if I had the chance, and hopefully it has a good script. And who knows about that? So 2022, we got the His Tank, which did unbelievable. And that, before then, they were probably like, oh, we can't do vehicles. Well, G.I. Joe is, if you look at 3D Joes, look at how many vehicles came out back in the day. I mean, the His Tank sold like gangbusters. Dragonfly was last year. The Dragonfly, again, G.I. Joe, Air. What do we get next? Do we get Cobra, Air, or do we get Land? G.I. Joe. That's what I think we're going to get. Something in between. Now, what do I want? Next slide.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people want this, and they say, "Oh, it's going to be too big." But I'm telling you, when I was
that's what Haslab is for.
When I was a kid, 10 years old, I think it was 10 years old, my parents bought me this, and that was the coolest thing ever. And I had the flag and everything. I don't know what happened to that, but the killer whale, I remember having that in the big old van in the back going around Florida playing with that stupid thing all the time, and and you get the figure cutter too. I mean, to me, this would be the ultimate not named flag Haslab, I think. I mean, means to me, Next slide. What do we get? So this is what everybody says. We're going to get the Cobra Rattler, okay? Which nobody's going to argue. If we get the Cobra Rattler, you're going to buy tons of them, right? And the tiers for this are going to be great. We're not going to get the fake cardboard background or anything. They're going to do it right.
Bones.
Yeah, and the bones. So they're going to do it right. So everybody's calling this, and I think they're listening now. They're listening to the people. So I'm guessing it's going to be the Cobra Rattler. But I'm going to give you a dark horse. I think this would sell well too. They got to do a little bit different. Next slide. The Mauler. I mean, to me, I didn't have the Mauler. I don't think I did.
I did.
Was that remote control or no?
No. The Mobat was.
Mobat. Okay, so if this was remote
control.
Mobat
wasn't remote control. You would push it and it would go forward.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, this go against the His Tank, man. We already got the Stinger coming out, so that's Cobra. They might go with something for GI Joe. Now, would people be upset? Probably, but I don't know. But if they did it right and they actually put, and they have a good price, that's the thing about GI Joe. They're not paying license fees. They should have a good price.
Mm-hmm.
And heck, that Kickstarter might tell them, hey, we might want to price it right, because that Kickstarter, everybody thought that was going to be 400 plus easily. I don't even know if I have another slide. So that was my 5th grade PowerPoint presentation for you guys. The graphics aren't good, I know that, but someone in the stream last time said show pictures, which is huge, because we have people that don't speak English, or they're not real fluent in English. So it's just something that we're trying to do. So I stayed up till 1 a.m. in the morning doing this stuff. So please don't. Oh, this is the next.
We'll just pull it off.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, thanks, Ryan. Thanks for that. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you.
So in the chat, who's planning on getting on some of these Joe things? I am definitely. I haven't paid for that Kickstarter yet. I'm definitely getting it. But when it comes to the Haslab and all these Hasbro things, Ryan knows, like, I'm kind of stuck in a hard position, because they won't ship here. They won't take any payment that originates from here. So I'm kind of, I'm kind of always in this really precarious position where I have to use certain cards that I don't want to use, or I have to ship it somewhere that maybe it'll ship or maybe it won't. I have a buddy who's in the military here, and he lets me ship things to him. He's awesome. Really great guy. They sent my his tanks. They put the wrong name on his address, and he was able to get them. But then they shipped someone else's tanks to him with his name, because it has to be his name, and the other guy's address. So I thought I got 4. I was like, what?
Wait, I thought you kept them all.
No. So they found out the mistake.
No.
Yeah. They figured out the mistake really quick. So I only ended up getting 2. Only two. But it's just a matter of time before we get those his tanks in the Crimson Guard colors, because that's what they did with the original toys. They're just gonna, keep kind of churning them out. I think with the tank, my impression, my opinion, I think the tank will come later, and I don't think that will be a Haslab. I think that you can't do too much with the tank. You know what I mean? Like, there's not too many things. You can put 2 figures inside to control it, and that's about it. You could make it remote control, but I think that would probably be more like a fan channel, or a Hasbro Pulse exclusive rather than a Haslab. That's just my opinion. I would love to see the whale. I had the whale. I think the whale was one of my first couple vehicles that I got with Joe's, because I got like the straight arm Joe's, like that first release back in like Christmas '82. I started getting my first Joe's, and I remember getting them. I was at a family Christmas party, and we got a couple of toys. Everybody got a couple of toys. We were really little, and I was like, "What are these?" Because I was all about Star Wars at that time. It's like, "What are these?" And you can kind of bend the arms and bend the knees. It's like, wow, this is great. And all of that first wave of Joes, I mean, they look like military guys, right? It slowly started getting stupid and silly, I would say probably from 87, 88 on. But from 82 to then, 82, 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7, there was some really, really great releases, amazing releases. And I had the flag. Flag was great. So, Al, were you into Joe's as a kid? Was this before your time, or?
No, it was during my time, but I was more of the later '80s, the silly Joes. First experience with them was through the cartoons. I I might even have some old figures somewhere in the garage. I've been trying to clean up stuff and look for some stuff. But you know, I've been out of that 112 game for so long that I was missing out on a lot of the classified stuff. I did pick one up not too long ago. I just picked up Storm Shadow just because he's one of my favorite characters. But you know, it's something I'm slowly getting into. I did pre-order the 3-0 Pimp Destro Profit Director. Yep, we can't. One of the all-time greatest, dumbest designs ever, I'd say. But it's just so outlandish. Oh, you got it. Wait.
This is Firefly.
Oh, Firefly. Yeah.
I picked it up off of Amazon Japan a couple months back. It was like $60.
Oh wow.
I was like, I can't pass that up.
They were all discounted.
This is my second one.
Yeah. So I noticed they raised the prices of the other ones. When you talked about Big Bad Toy Store, I went on there. I was like, wait a minute. That was less than $100 or that was $100. Now it's back to the normal price.
The 150 or so, right? Yeah, it was like 150. Yeah, but
well,
I mean,
kind of gone up and down like that. That red Snake Eyes that they released. What was that called? What's the name of that?
It was a
Dead
special.
Dead Eyes. It had a different name, but anyway,
yeah,
that was a little bit higher than the other ones. That was about $30 or $40 more, I think, than the regular Joes that they were releasing.
I think the camo Storm Shadow too, right? Was a little bit more.
The Storm Shadow, yeah, that came out before the original Storm Shadow, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
So they have price points all over the place. So the new pre-orders are $159, and then they have the Storm Shadow PX previews exclusive at $189. So I mean, it's really then your Firefly on Big Bad Toy Store is $169,
mm-hmm.
and then Destro and Cobra Commander, the regular version, is sold out, and Commando Snake Eyes is sold out here.
Did you grab
Commando Snake Eyes? I missed that. Well, I'm sure some stores will have it on pre-order, but that's just another one of those.
The 90s. Commando Snake Eyes?
Yeah, just another 90s style Snake Eyes, you know, just screams 90s.
It's still available for pre-order here on Amazon Japan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure some stores will still have it, but I did notice, I think it's Big Bad Toy Store, they tend to sell out of stuff.
Yeah, and then when it comes
others,
a lot. Yeah.
But Roblox 18%, so 139. But I swear Roblox was cheaper than that for a long time. But if I was buying something, I'd get that Roblox. Yeah. I mean, heck, the Roblox Mezco is one of the best figures I've seen in a while. I'm not sure about the 3-0. So Robert made me buy 2 of them. Then he was trying to tell me to get them all.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I haven't bought them all.
Yeah, I mean, I love my 3-0 Joes. I think they're awesome. Every one of them. That is the one line or the one series of 1/6 figures that I have not been disappointed with a release. And that Firefly, I have 2 Storm Shadows, and now I have 2 of the Fireflies, like, you know, just like a second one, because that Firefly is an amazing figure. It's such a great, really well put together figure with a ton of accessories. It's just really great. So I picked one up, you know, just for whatever, whenever, you know, $60-$70, you can't go wrong. So yeah, I really do like that figure. For that Haslab, I would love to see the whale. It'll be huge. But, you know, so is the Java sail barge. Right? That didn't stop people from getting it, and that doesn't stop people from wanting it now. I really hope Hasbro stops with this game of making people buy into a Haslab for a vehicle that really should have come out in some way at retail. Like the whale is too big for retail in this scale. I can see that. The Rattler, I don't know. I mean, that's what people are saying is going to be the next Haslab, but don't you think that might work as a retail? What do you think?
Heck, I think they could sell anything at retail. But I think, I think Hasbro is trying to sell straight, stuff straight from their site too. And if I was them, I'd just make these vehicles and do small runs and do a run and see them sell out pretty quick. Do the McFarlane thing, just do the McFarlane, and people will go crazy. And then you just, release it again, open it up, and they're going to be able to do that. Do short windows,
Yeah.
Hey, this is the cutoff date, like Mondo does or something, and be strategic about it. Like if you're going to do a certain amount of vehicles a year, do it. Like the Vamp, how much money do they leave on the table? But they can do a version 2. There's a lot of different versions they can do. Look at Gridiron Studios. How much money are they making? Because Hasbro wasn't thinking ahead of time.
Yeah,
they should have had another Vamp coming out, or just keep making it, and or do add-on packs, and they could make pretty good amount of money. If 3 guys I think it's 3 guys out of Gridiron Studios is so backed up on orders, that should be a call to letting them know there's a huge demand, to do a version 2 on the Vamp. The Stinger, I'm telling you that when that goes up, people are going to buy tons of them. And
I would like 4.
And I'm guessing they're going to raise the price. So be ready for that. I really do.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
You never know. I mean, the Vamp was last year.
Yeah.
They undersold that. So, I mean, they know that if they just release it again as the, as the Stinger, they'll do a killing. All right, let's move on to the next thing. We're gonna let Al run point on this because it really doesn't apply to me because where I live. But best websites for ordering. So,
all right, I didn't have a PowerPoint this time. I'm gonna do my homework for next time. Sorry guys, but just to get to it, these last couple of months, including with myself, there's been a lot more people getting to the Mafex with all the reissues, and thankfully with this group, we have a new chat actually. So if you're not in the pre-order link chat, there is a new one. Just ask one of us, we'll get you in. But basically, just going over import sites real quick. Let's go over AmiAmi first. This is actually, I'd say, the first one I've used to get figures in from Japan. Love the site. It's great. I have Aquaman coming from them, actually, anytime soon now. I just paid the invoice this week. One thing I didn't know at first, and I might stop using AmiAmi because of this, it seems like you can kind of do bulk shipping, but it's only if they come out that same month. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've noticed because only Aquaman is scheduled for June now, so it made me pay shipping now to ship it out. I didn't have an option to keep it in a warehouse or whatnot because I did also get the email notifications that Ahsoka, Bane, and there was another one I can't remember, but basically they were delayed till next month, so they're not going to be included in this this package. Yep, see everyone's saying right there. Jason, I see. Yep, Eric, within the same month. But it's been a nice site so far, but it's kind of let down that we can't do the bulk shipping unless it's the same month. But I've been lucky enough to get a lot of the Mafex reissues from AmiAmi, and everyone, especially us in America, man, those times they drop are middle of the night for us. So keep your notifications on in the chat if you want to be notified for pre-order drops on these sites. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's customer service has been great. I did notice though, if you are the type to pre-order and I guess if you cancel too much from AmiAmi, they say they'll either like cancel your account and whatnot for too many pre-order cancellation. I did see something about that. Let me look at the chat real quick. DTLS. Yeah, clear price on shipping. It seems to be like that for most of the sites from what I've noticed. You kind of don't know what your shipping cost is going to be. Not just with AmiAmi, but with Hobby the others. Did notice also if you're going to just order one item and just ship it out, you're not really saving as much as you think you are. You know, the retail price, sure, $60 or so versus Big Bad Toy Store, $100 on a Mafex. But once you add the shipping costs, and me, I'm the kind of guy that wants it as soon as possible. So I'm usually going DHL. You get it like in three days or so. It ends up being almost Big Bad Toy Store pricing. So yeah, it's looking like best thing to do if you're going to be ordering from these import sites. Stock them up, do a bulk shipping. Hobby Genki, another good site. I've been using them more. I've gotten a lot of reissues from them as well. Their Reveltech figures, I have noticed that they do the exclusive versions, the one with the extra items. I saw Joker had that extra face. Agent Venom came with the Venom head sculpt. And what was the other one? The Ninja Gaiden figure coming out, the Ryu, he's going to have the sword. So if you're looking to get into the Reveltech line, Hobby Genki might be the first option for you, just so that way you can get the bonus items. And I believe Hobby Genki, and again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, they do have that warehouse where you can stock up, and doesn't matter what month it comes out, you can stock up all your pre-orders, and once you're ready to everything, boom, ship them all out. And Jason right there, yep, but he says they do. And Richard, yep, it's usually.
Oh, I'm gonna pull up another. I can't just switch. I have to close one to open one. It's
no worries.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it looks like comment section.
Hobby Genki too. Seems like they're cheaper. I've noticed lately.
Yeah, it does. They're already usually I want to say like 1,000 yen cheaper. I'm not sure what it off the top of my head in the US dollars, but it's looking like maybe $5-10.
Yeah, and I don't think the shipping's bad with them, and I like the warehouse thing. I was calling it storage or something. People were laughing at me, but basically, I think overseas they're going to have to start doing that because, I mean, the prices are getting a little bit higher than shipping rates. I'm hearing they might go up too. Those containers, cargo containers, are going up drastically. So that's something to think about too. If you're going to order a bunch of figures, you might want to just put them in a big old pile of loot over there and ship it all at once. And depending on where you live, it's going to be anywhere from $20-$26, hopefully. And then check the companies, because UPS and FedEx, they change daily, seems like. So
Yep. Yeah, was it? Let's see in the comments. Yeah, Greg, DHL, at least if you're in the US, so far it's usually about 3 to 4 business days for me. As soon as I get that pay the invoice, at least with AmiAmi, pay the invoice, and 3 to 4 days should have it. They say 3 days, but I don't believe it. I mean, I'm just going off of my experience so far. DHL has been super fast for me.
I mean, there's a lot of variables. It could be, waiting for pickup. Who knows? It could be when it comes overseas. It could be inspection, stuff like that. So, they say 3 to 5 days, but like Plaza Japan, getting things in 2 days. I mean, it's insane. I've had a lot of luck with them. That's one of my the ones I've really enjoyed getting things from.
I think I got my Tiger Stripe Wolverine from Plaza Japan, and I mean, so far most of the import countries, I don't think I haven't had one bad experience so far. All the items are packed nicely. Big boxes just for one figure, so very well protected. Hobby Search, I think this is where I got my symbiote Spider-Man from. I think Hobby Search has a pay later. It's as soon as it's up, you pay now, I believe. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but symbiote Spider-Man, it was still in the pre-order status, but when I ordered it, it charged me right away. So I didn't see any type of pay now when it's in, or pay when it's in stock option. And personally, I'm not familiar if Hobby Search does the warehouse storage as well, just because once that symbiote Spider-Man was available, I said, send it to me now. I'm not waiting.
Yeah, especially when if it comes in, it's broken. You're like, that's the thing I do. I like, man, I'm worried. Do I cancel my BVTS or do I wait to see if it's broken? Because it can't happen.
Yeah,
please hurry up. Get here.
My symbiote Spider-Man luckily had no issues, but he does have like I believe it's his right shoulder that's a little bit tight. Oh, actually, let me just bring it up now. I believe his. No. He's okay. Never mind. I think I'm just a little overweight. But yeah, that was one of the ones I was really looking forward to. So I'm glad that he was reissued, because those resale prices on these guys, just late last year, early this year, were just out of this world.
Oh yeah. And I'm telling you, people like to make money off this stuff.
Oh yeah.
I laugh when I see some of these guys got 10, 12 of them. I'm like, oh God. I don't know where they live, but when you break down taxes, your time, your shipping, your headaches, is it worth it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to make anyone mad, but I've done it. I've been a reseller before. I stopped doing it when I heard you got to pay income tax, and that never happens. So,
start reporting your PayPal.
Yeah. And Robert knows my tax situation last year, so who knows?
Yeah. So we covered Hobby Link, we covered Amiyami, we covered Genki.
Oh, another popular one.
I
can't pull up the Yuya whatever the name is.
That's the one that a lot of people were having issues with the past month.
I can't pull it up because it won't let me open the website from Japan. I've tried it on my phone. I've tried it on my computer. It won't let me.
They probably got taken down or something.
It's always been that way. It's always been that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when people post links in the chat.
Yeah.
I can't verify whether it's available because I just can't open it. It won't respond.
Yeah, that was the one that a lot of people, I believe, in the group were kind of almost freaking out about, because there was no communication from them for a while.
Yeah.
But
everybody's gotten their figures. Nobody's really complained about being left high and dry, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's not very responsive. It's probably a small, maybe 2 or 3 person operation or something.
Another popular one, Nin Games. That's the one that was being brought up, in the chats a lot. That's actually where I picked up Agent Venom from. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I think they're French based, because I remember seeing something. I don't know if it was an email, but it was like in French. But
I think Hobby Genki and Nin Game were both started by French guys.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I think Hobby Genki, actually, the guy who started that, if memory serves, he's a friend of a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And he started that, I'm going to say, I don't know, 10 to 15 years ago, maybe. But he's a French guy. So it's quite possible that, there's a circle of friends who started their own website.
Yeah. I mean, so far, the one item I got from them, again, Agent Venom, was fine. No issues with it. Well packed as well. I did also, at the time, Iron Spider from the Rebel Tech Iron Spider was like one of the first sites that put up the reissue again. So I do have him on pre-order with them, but I decided to put that. They also have a warehouse, so I'm gonna look at something else and, try to combine some items before I ship that out as well. Now, there was an interesting thing that someone had brought up in the group. I can't remember the name of the person, but they got a notification from Ninden Games about Deadpool 2.0 possibly being reissued. Now, I know the site also shows a lot of figures, some older ones, and it says coming soon. Who knows if that means anything or if it just really means out of stock, and sold out. But someone did say they received an email from them a couple weeks ago about it being possibly back in stock. But I haven't seen any or heard anything else other than that.
Oh. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you can never tell what's going on with some of these things. Sometimes, like Ryan knows, like Big Bad will have something that they have as a pre-order, and it'll be sitting there as a pre-order for 2 years. Right? Like, and nothing has happened in terms of a re-release. So once you start seeing it on multiple sites, I think then you should probably consider it as real and it is coming. But
As real.
I think if one site only lists it, I wouldn't put too much faith in it.
And for all those others that are also into like third-party figures, 5K Toys is another good one. You also have 1/6 Kit is one of my go-tos in general mainly for 1/6 figures, but he has been stocking a lot more 1/12 scale stuff and having pre-orders on them. So yeah. I actually just got an invoice today for World of Warcraft. One of their orcs just got in stock, so paid that today. Hopefully get that sometime next week. 1/12 scale. So for all you Warcraft fans, some of these third-party companies have been killing these Warcraft figures. I saw people posting Illidan. That figure looks great too. Something else on my radar.
All right, so I think that covers it. Thanks a lot, Al. Appreciate it. Again, none of this stuff applies to me. I've said it before. Even when I try to order from some of these websites, they won't let me. Like, I can order it, but shipping, it will say we can't deliver it. There's no quote available for where you live. I'm like, I live in Tokyo. Like, what are you talking about? So, Gundam. Yeah, Gundam. I think Gundam is great for certain things, like Show Z, Gundam. But I think they overcharge a bit for things. So when I go to Gundam, it's mostly just for like Lego bootleg KOs and stuff like that. Shop around, look around. The only time you have to really rush anything is when they're doing the reissues. When they're doing the reissues, you don't really have time to think about it, compare prices. If you do that, you're going to miss out. So order your regular things, maybe try them through a couple of websites that people recommend, get some firsthand experience and see which one or ones you like. And, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Oops.
What do you got?
1/6
Is that
Kit.
Shazam up? Yeah.
Yeah, 1/6 Kit
1/6
is a
Kit.
good option. They don't have everything, but it says, hey, we only do 1/6 scale, or it says 1/6 scale, but they have other things.
Yeah.
5K Toys, like we talked about. There's other ones too. I mean, there's tons, guys. If you go, a good way for me to do research, I go to typically a website and look for licensed or approved vendors, and just click on those links and check what they have, and you'll be shocked. The deals you can find, or the places that don't charge you tax, or they give you free shipping, or sign up for their newsletters. You might get 10% off, 15% off. You don't have to stick with one place. I know one of the places you guys talked about, I got a box that was torn, but I don't care. So, you're going to get those random things. So not everybody's going to be perfect, but, definitely do your research, or just, ask around. Don't be ordering off sites that you don't even know about. Do your research.
Yeah. I mean, that's the benefit of being in a group
Yeah.
like we have on Facebook. You know, you can ask questions, and there's people who've been collecting for years who have experience doing multiple sites, and people are, you know, they're not going to try to screw you over. We're a collecting community. You rub my back, I rub your back, right? So, you know, ask around, see what people say, see what people think. And as Ryan just said, if nobody knows this website and it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. So steer clear. That's why people buy from Big Bad, and some people don't understand that. People buy from Big Bad because it's trusted. You know what you're getting, and you know that if you have any kind of issue, Big Bad is going to hook you up. They're going to help you out. You're going to get a replacement, or you're going to get your money back. So, you know, stick with reputable sellers that people know, retailers that people know, and you know, don't risk anything just to save a couple dollars.
Yeah, and make sure follow track record too. So like Mezco, a lot of these places weren't getting their orders fulfilled. So also looking at those things. And like when I hear horror stories about, you know, people didn't get their TMNT sets, or they didn't get a certain figure because they didn't get their order fulfilled. Or worst case scenario, you know, the small shop puts things on eBay. So, you know, I don't hear that much, but, you know, you've heard stories or people accusing people of doing that. So.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's move on to 6 figures a month. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to tell you guys some of the things that we got, our opinions on them. If some of you guys are on the fence, if you're not sure whether or not you want to get it, these are just some of the things that we got that are the highlight of our month. You know, none of us are approaching what Ryan pulls in per month. You know, we're not all balling like that guy, but I'll go first. Obviously, I have the Bo-Katan. Some of you mentioned in the chat that you canceled it. It all depends on the price. Now, the figure itself is a really good figure. If you find the pose that you want, and I went with the helmet because I love the helmet. I think the helmet is great. Way better than the Black Series. I have the Black Series. This is way better. I think the weathering on this, the paint apps are great. My only issue is the lack of articulation and that head sculpt. The head sculpt is solved with the helmet. The articulation, you just get it in a pose that you like, and you know, you display it that way. Not every figure needs to be dynamically posed. So understand that. It's great when they can be, but not every figure needs it. But when you're judging each figure, you obviously take that into account. For me, I like the pose that I have her kind of bent down, shooting kind of, you know, kind of straight away. That is one of my 6 figures a month. The Batman, obviously, the one that I just got. I'm messing around with the cape. I haven't gotten it to where I like it. It's a good figure. That Bo-Katan, I gave about a 7 because of the lack of articulation and the head. The Batman, I gave about a 7.5. It's a little bit better, maybe an 8, borderline 8, but it's mostly because of this. That's most of my issue with this. That rebreather helmet, face sculpt, total waste. They should have given us a different head sculpt with that. The cape, it's a little bit too big for what the figure is. My wiring isn't the best, and it's a little bit back heavy, so it pulls the figure back. So I don't really like it for that reason, but mainly my issue is that that hip, the waist. I picked up the Batman on the horse. I love this. I think this is great. I'm a big fan of this. I'm really happy I got it. I was kind of on the fence. Should I get it? Should I not get it? Ryan showed me the horse. I was like, all right, I should get it. I mean, I saw it on display in the store, but when he held it up, I was like, yeah, maybe I do need that. So that's number 3. Number 4, I haven't taken it out of the box yet, but it is the Amazing Yamaguchi, the red one. I do have the black one. How hard was the black one to get? Did anyone get it? Did anyone try to get it?
I just went for the classic Iron Spider red and gold, but that one, again, waiting for something else that catches my eye before I have that shipped out.
Okay, so I may waffle off that black one if people want it, but I would probably do it later in the year, just to kind of see where the market is. If people don't want it, I'll give to one of my kids for Christmas or something. It's not a big deal. But if there's demand for it, I could make that available if people want. It's up to you guys. So that's 4. 5 is the Vader from Hot Toys. From the Kenobi series. I actually finally opened this up just a couple days ago. Love it. It's a great piece. I haven't hooked up any of the lights because none of my stuff I don't put any batteries in any of them. But the sculpt on that, I don't know if you can make it out. The sculpt on that is awesome. It's so great. I buy all the Vaders. Gotta have all the Vaders. So I'm really happy with that one. And number 6, something probably none of you have. This is the Ichibansho Godzilla -1 piece.
Ooh.
It's like a vinyl piece. These are kind of rubbery, so you're not going to impale yourself. So it's in one pose. It's static. It's like a statue, but the sculpt is awesome. The paint on it is great. It's a really, really nice figure. So this is the Ichibansho. They have another one that's releasing where these are illuminated. He's getting ready to shoot off his atomic breath. That one will be releasing, I think, in the next few months. And then there's another one that just went up on Big Bad that's sold out, pre-order, where it's all gold. So this one, if you can track one down, if you're in a Godzilla or you just want something for your desk, this is a really, really cool piece. Very happy with it. So that's my 6 figures a month.
And don't wait around Godzilla. Do not wait on Godzilla because
do not.
Robert just said came out on what? Netflix? Godzilla -1?
Netflix, came out on the 1st. So I guess it's the first for you
today.
guys, right?
And I'm shocked at how many people have not watched that yet. That and Dune 2 were probably my 2 favorite movies I've seen in the theater for the last year.
Yeah.
I actually just started watching it before the stream.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
I mean, the writing is what takes it over the top.
Yeah.
I mean,
the characters. They're great.
Character development. Man, I hope they keep doing it. I don't know what the difference is, but there's a huge difference from that and Godzilla and Kong movie that came out. I mean, it was huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. -1 is phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's a great movie.
Yeah, that intro scene already was good.
Yeah.
That was a good
pulls you right
intro
in. Pulls you right in. I've seen it now because my kids love Godzilla. I've seen it now maybe 8 or 9 times because of my kids. But I was finally able to watch it with English just yesterday. It was the first time. So I was like, oh, okay. That's what he said. That's what he meant. Okay. So it was a good experience. So Ryan, what are your 6 figures for the month?
Okay. PowerPoint slide.
Give me a second.
Yeah. I'll tell you next. Guys, you don't understand. I put a lot of time in this. So whoever that guy was that said, hey, you need pictures. Well, I got pictures now. I don't mind doing this stuff. So 6 figures. Yeah, it costs a lot of money. So let's go. Oh, before. Oh, man, I messed up. I'm just going to talk real quick. I completely forgot about this guy.
Uh-oh.
I want to tell a story.
Okay.
There was a guy on YouTube. I'm not going to say his name. He's not in the figure. He's in a whole nother area of collecting, not with toys. But there was a guy I was buddies with for a long time. And I would hook him up, give him employee discounts. I would look for Walgreens exclusives. So I had an employee discount. I did not work there. And I think it was about a year ago. And I told him, he's an older guy, a lot older. I said, if you ever get rid of your figures, text me. And we used to text. I hooked him up over years. Tons of discounts I've given him. But he would not sell me this figure. He wanted me to buy his collection. And I think he wanted like 120. I was like, hey, is that free shipping? Because again, if I've helped you out so much, you'd probably throw me a bone here or there. And this guy went off on me, man. So the two figures, this figure and Mezco Iron Fist, is the two reasons why I'm back in the 112 game. It's because this guy would not sell it to me. I was going to pay eBay prices. He would not sell to me. And the way he talked to me, I was just like, if I ever respond, I understand. Okay. I'm pretty much done. And, but I forgot about this guy. This guy would have been in my six figures. So let's go to the next slide.
Yep.
So Firefly, I love the guy so much. Mezco, I bought two. So I bought two. I just bought my second one from a site. Actually, it's my 10% off site, which I cannot disclose. Tax-free, no shipping. But I got a second one. This figure is awesome. I think Mezco's killing it. Robert disagrees with me, but I think they look fine. With
No, I don't disagree. I'm not buying it because I would have to go in all in on everything.
Yeah. And that's true, because I bought a second one. What am I doing? So I'm making one Punisher, and John Davis, he's making my dios. Great guy. He's helping me out. He goes, hey, I know the guy that has everything Punisher. He'll probably hook you up. He didn't contact him. So I went in this site, put a post. I'm looking for a Punisher with a bandage over. I got a guy, contact me. It's the guy he told me that would help me out. And got a good deal. So I got two heads basically for the price of one if you want on eBay. Cheaper too. So next slide. So Mezco Firefly is one. Then the next one I almost forgot about. Mezco Storm Shadow. Great figure. Again, I had that little smudge. Big Bat Toy Store just had me send it back. They didn't let me keep it for free, which everybody wants, and that does happen sometimes. This guy is awesome. That's my second figure.
Can we talk about that comic rack? How awesome that is!
Yeah, and guys, I got that for free. Shh. I'll tell you the story. Well, I shouldn't tell the story, but let's just say, in my profession, people retire, right, and they leave stuff behind. And this younger teacher goes, I don't need this. I said, what? I'll take that.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I took it because I know there was a Kickstarter for them, but that thing is awesome. And that's what a lot of people ask about that. Now, is it, the exact one that people remember? Probably not, but it works. No. It works.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then in the back is all the hot toys, and someone's dropping that some of those Bad Batch are expensive now. Yeah. So, I'm not selling, so don't ask. Next slide. Vamp upgrades. I took a $100 vamp. I turned it into a $300 plus, which is insane, but it's cool. So I got more than one. Whatever you do not take your only vamp and do this stuff to it. You got to keep one in stock. So vamp upgrades, again, that's Gridiron Studios. If you want to pause it, look it up. Pretty good company. People are going to say they're expensive, but you got to remember, they're not making huge runs. They're investing in their 3D printers. I think what he said before, I think every 6 months or 3 months, they have to upgrade their 3D printers. Good stuff. So in the background is the vamp. Next slide. Upgraded. And these were pictures I posted on the group. That's my downstairs basement couch. It's disgusting. It's a dog. When I had a dog, it chewed it up. But those are all the upgrades that so far that you can get. There's one more that just came out. Next slide. The front and the back. The only issue I have with Gridiron is the light guards do not fit. So I don't know, what happened there. But that's why I had the chain holding it together. You could put like sticky tack in there, but I don't want to do that right now. So it's fine for me. And there's going to be more things he's coming out with. He's already told me that he's going to come things out, make the tires look better. So you better believe it. He's probably waiting to see what the Stinger looks like. They're probably already working on things on that. Next slide. And someone's going to ask, what does it cost? So here's all the options. You got to go to Gridiron Studios, and you're going to have to purchase, the roll cage, the driver's side, the rear gunner, the door gunner, the Recon roof rack. I believe that's all of them that were on that picture. So, yeah, it's going to cost money. Now, how much does it cost? It's going to cost, I think it's like $39 a piece or something like that. Is it worth it?
What's it going to cost a normal person?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Their life. I don't know. But, again, you also have to remember, I have a son that I put to work. And I say, hey, and I'm a true believer. If you have kids, they better work. If they do this hobby with you, they better pay up too. So I think what I did to my son, I said, hey, you go in half, I go in half, and I pay more. But, again, if he's playing with it, he's got to pay. He's got to pay up. And, hey, I had a dad that made me pay. Didn't give me any money for college. I had to work my butt off. Got a job in a bar when I was 16. They didn't care. I was working at that bar making cash. So again, you got to teach your kids this stuff. You have to, if you want to be older and collect this stuff, you better get the kids involved. Today I gave a kid an accessory out of a NECA TMNT, and his dad's in the group, but he sent me a picture of the kid all happy. But if you don't get kids involved, is this stuff going to be around in 20 years? Hopefully I'm around 20 years, but it's like car collecting. Can you go get cards for cheap anymore? I mean, I don't know what's going to be around in 10 years for car collectors. You better make them cheap so these little kids can get this stuff. But for us, we spend a lot of money on this Gridiron stuff. So again, Gridiron stuff it's pretty mostly all hits. If there's a mistake, you just contact the owner. He's going to hook you up. Might take him a little while to get back, but he will help you out. Next page is the newest one. And like I said, just that little thing to put on the back of the vamp is going to cost you $35. Their shipping's $8 if I'm correct. But that is the Elite Operator. And they have a knife that's actually you can fold in and fold out. I don't have the picture.
Is it two or is it one?
It's just one.
Okay.
So you have to buy two. If you want in that picture on the right, you're going to have to buy two. I'm holding off on that right now. Now they have a 20% discount.
Oh!
They have a 20% discount. He told me till Sunday night, 11:59. And you got to take advantage of that. Gridiron Studios also, if you follow them on Instagram, it seems like their Instagram's more up to date. They'll have sales and they'll have codes. Usually it's on the weekends around, holidays too. But also when something is you see on Instagram for the first time, for 24 hours, typically it's going to be on a discount. It's basically free shipping when you break it down. So take advantage of that. If you want this stuff, get it.
Free shipping for America.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Now, they are slow right now. So, again, they're not a huge company. They're out in Phoenix, Arizona. He went into a new facility, I think about a year ago. But, again, if he doesn't respond to email, just give him a couple weeks. Just let him know your issue, and he'll take care of you.
So, Ryan, because I don't have it, the colors match the vamp?
What now?
The colors?
Are they match.
Completely the same?
Yeah, unless they're going to make them look different, of course. Yeah, it color matches. I don't know how he does it, It seemed like this stuff came, well, the vamp was out for a little while, so they're probably paying a lot of money to get him first, right? And then I think his two sons are pretty smart guys, and I think they work on them. I can't remember their responsibilities, but you'll see them. They're on the, they're designing them. and a lot of the stuff's perfect, man. It's awesome.
The quality of the plastic.
Yeah, the quality's pretty good. Again, you're going to have those issues. And just contact him. He'll send you something out. You know, the word of mouth is what these guys need, and that's how they grow. Next slide.
Sure.
000. Like, I'm thinking of Hot Toys. Like, it's a Hot Toy. This was limited edition. I did get this. You know, it's one of my favorites right now. He's not articulated. He cannot be doing some Spider-Man poses with him. But right now, Hot Toys, I don't know. There's a lot of people saying, hey, where's my stuff? You know, it's been released 2 months ago. Now I'm in that same boat. So 000's, I think, the only thing I got from Hot Toys. Now, what did I pre-order? I pre-ordered tons. I just pre-ordered Kid Zero. Or, sorry, not Kid Fisto. Kid Zero. Kid Fisto. It's getting late here. I got Kid Fisto on order and so many other things I ordered. And I always take advantage of those payment plans. So when 000 came in, I paid it right away. These little limited edition runs, who knows? Maybe there's not a huge want for these figures and we're getting all suckered in. Who knows? Next slide. And then the figure obscura, you know, I'm a sucker. I wasn't going to get it. Yeah, I was going to wait for the retailer version. So if you don't know, they're going to come out the retailer version eventually. So 4 Horsemen.
So you already got them?
Huh?
You already got them?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. If you order straight from 4 Horsemen on figure obscura, you're going to get them within 2 weeks.
Oh.
And then they take them off. They won't be available anymore unless, you know, they don't show, you know, they don't sell them at the shows or something. They just decide to put them back on the website.
Yeah.
But they'll have a retailer version, and I think a couple times, you know, the retailer versions I think look better. But I went ahead and got it because I have one of my pre-orders this month, which I screwed up on because it came out during Haslabs, was the Mezco Indiana Jones. So I got an idea. Hey, I'm gonna use these in a dio with Indiana Jones Mezco. So finally it opened up on Big Bad Toy Store. And I have a secret time. I always check every day. And Robert knows what time that is. But I think that's when they update their site. So
Ryan's
I
all
check.
about secrets in this chat, huh?
2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, just keep it up on your tab. 2 to 3 weeks. Somebody's going to cancel. Okay, so if you know Mezco, I want a Mezco figure. It's currently sold out. Just wait till they get something in stock and people start dropping. There were pre-orders on things because they need money, or they're afraid that it's going to actually don't. Well, you lose your NRD, but they cancel, and that's, you know, a little helpful suggestion. So that's one of the things I enjoyed getting, and I know many people in the chat or in our group got that also. Now, are they great figures? Yeah, they're pretty good. Now, are they worth, you know, $75 a piece or $70? You know, it's up to you. Their shipping was only $8 if I remember correctly. So a lot cheaper. It was $20-something before. So now that NECA Mummy, the colored one, seems like it's a little harder to find. I believe they have a black and white version. So I jumped on that, and one of the guys, I can't remember if it was Jason or I don't remember who told me, but they sent me a link, and they said, hey, get that. So I went out and got that. So those things all came in. Next slide. And like Robert talked about, this thing's pretty sweet. Now, if you're into photos and stuff, I don't really do photos, but if you're into photos, just grab yourself a Mythic Legion horse or something, or a McFarlane horse, and use that. But for me, this is what I like. I put it in front of books. Now, my bookshelves, if I had a little bit more room, if you could see this room, it's insane the amount of books I have in here. I got probably over 1,000 books in here.
Unopened books.
Yeah, unopened. I will die never reading half the stuff unless I get my ADD under control and retire and sit. And I better improve my reading skills, right? Yeah, the older ones take forever. Modern ones you can read. The older ones that I like, I mean, Epic Collections. I'm telling you guys, Epic Collections is an obsession. I think I have over 300 of them. of just the epic collections of Marvel. But you know, it's history. You know, I tell my son he needs to learn how to read manga. I had a girl in my class loved anime. I've never done manga. I've always heard of Berserk and stuff. I have a couple hundred of.
Love Berserk.
I have a couple hundred of them. Yeah, Berserk. I'm up to volume 5, but I said I need to wait because I can't remember anything. I keep reading the same one over at Vinland Saga. Someone told me to watch anime. I watched anime, Vinland Saga. Unbelievable story at the beginning. Then it kind of gets a little weak, but they all do. I mean, but this right here is one of the first collected editions I got, and I read. You know, I got the old leather, fake leather book of this. Now he doesn't match. You know, it's not comic book accurate, but they're coming out with a more comic book accurate version down the road. You can just switch them. You know, everybody collects Batman, so how many versions can you have? You can have as many as you want. Next slide. I don't even know if I have anymore. Oh, this is for later.
Yeah, we probably won't even get to that.
That's fine. I need to do my homework too. I have not had a lot of time. It is Mythic Legion is another ballpark for understanding what the heck, you know. There's different versions. There's, you know, how many different this before. Yeah, we won't do this tonight, but I will tell you if you like to customize, or if you like to build different figures or use their parts, this is the way for you. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So maybe we can do another stream, invite some new guys on that. That's all they do on Mythic Legions, and have them talk. Because I'm telling you, there's a couple guys that talk to me. I'm like, man, you know more than I do. And you know,
yeah. If anybody in the chat wants to join the next chat, join the next stream, and maybe help the community to kind of get up to date and know what Mythic Legions is, and you know how they operate, and know a little bit about the quality and everything.
And if if you want to dab into it, this is the good time. This is where you're going to get your prices way cheaper, but you got to pay up front. Okay. But you know, with Mythic Legions, just letting you know, if you collect other things, you might want to be careful. I think Mythic Legions is more addicting than Hot Toys, maybe. And
probably just because of the volume and the variety.
If you're artistic or you can customize, I mean, there's this guy that does unbelievable. He'll take a Mythic Legion and turn it into a Punisher, or he'll turn it into a Boba Fett or a Jango Fett. I'm like, dang. I mean, very smart people are in Mythic Legions. I mean, you can only imagine, you know, and the age seems like Mythic Legion is a lot older crowd too. So again, because of time reasons, we're going to save this later. And I will be honest with you, I did some homework, but I haven't had enough time to tell you guys exactly my thoughts yet. So
my accent is coming out.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that. Let's close this. Al, what do you got for your 6 figures?
All right. Well, let's start back to the beginning of the month, I guess. Beginning of May. Originally, when we were supposed to do the May the 4th stream, I wanted to do something, you know, something Star Wars ish, like hobby type thing. So I picked up one of those Bandai Clone Trooper kits that I made for the stream. Brought back memories of just, you know, building Gundam models and whatnot. I used to do a lot of model cars when I was a kid, and I just like building these things. They're fun. And I saw good reviews on it. They said, you know, a lot of reviewers say that these scale well with other 112 Star Wars figures. So got him on with the Phase 1 helmet. It's pretty, I wouldn't say it's like the most articulate, but it looks great. I had a fun time putting it together. I think it took me about an hour and a half tops. But he does also come with a Phase 2 helmet and a rifle, I think it's a sniper rifle as well. So something that I just wanted to do for May the 4th. Now getting to the good stuff, I did show Winter Soldier earlier from Mafex. This is actually a really, really solid figure. I'm actually surprised at how well this came out compared to some of the other MCU stuff that they've put out before. Really detailed. But it comes to the Bucky sculpt as well. A little dirty Captain America shield. The one thing that is disappointing that we've mentioned before, he has no guns. So if you're looking to pick up a Winter Soldier, just display him with guns, either have some guns on the side, or there is a kit that you can pre-order on some of the third-party sites. Company made a bunch of accessories for the Winter Soldier. Jason Goldberg and I were talking about that, and it's a good kit, but it is I believe it's another $40-50, so it will add on. But solid figure, I like it.
Al, can you
yes.
remind me? Can you remind me? Does the figure come with trigger fingers or no?
He does actually, which is the funny thing. So so he does have the trigger fingers. Let me see here. Kind of see these right here, the trigger fingers. Cool. So when I did like a little photo shoot, I just borrowed some guns from T800, fit perfectly. But yeah, again, solid figure. And just like the rest of us on the stream, this was one of the ones that we were all waiting for. And as soon as it went up for pre-order, just try to get it. I don't care if I have to ship it by itself, but this is one of my most anticipated ones. I do have like a few QC issues on the paint, which seems to be a common problem, as you can see on the back Spider Emblem.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not too bad. I can just patch it up a little bit.
Was that out of the box, or was that from you moving it?
This was out of the box. So, but overall, still a solid figure. Joints are good. A little tight, but not too bad. But yeah, this is a great figure. Love it. I love that Peter head sculpt. It comes with a 5 o'clock shadow. The thing's amazing. So that 1, 2, 3. Okay. Probably so far my figure of the year, I'd say, is the Agent Venom. Love the design of Agent Venom. I was always, growing up, a big Venom guy, but it was all about Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock was the OG Venom. This whole new generation of Venom being hairy, it's kind of weird to me, but still love Venom. But actually, when Flash took over the Venom symbiote, I wasn't sure I was going to take it, but I actually really liked his run as Venom. So this was something that was on my radar. I did pick him up a little bit later. I got lucky on someone posting the Nin Games link when he came back in stock, so I was lucky to pick him up. I think I paid a little bit more than retail, but not too bad. But this figure is kind of delicate when you are playing around with the stuff. Like the symbiote arms can come off easily, so just gotta kind of be wary of that stuff. So, but overall, great figure. Love the dynamic poses you can do with them. I didn't get the one with the extra sculpt because that one wasn't available on Indian Games. I believe only Hobby Genki and straight from, Rebel Tech. Let's see what else. What else? Oh, one more. Let me go grab it real quick. This one's probably overall my figure of the year is the In-Art Gandalf.
Oh, I hate you.
Yeah. Did you ever find out what's going on with yours?
Still waiting.
Still waiting. So I got this guy from 1/6 Kit. I lagged on the initial pre-order run, but luckily he reopened pre-orders sometime last year. I want to say summertime. Did take a while to come in, so I just got this in. I think it was about 2 weeks ago. But yeah, this figure is crazy. I can't believe how good this sculpt is, and the rooted hair is actually really well in the beard. Out of the box, it didn't need that much work on it. I flexed it a little bit, but nothing too much. But yeah, this so far, I'd say is my figure of the year. As far as everything else, model kits. I did just have that Motto King Batman Dark Knight delivered today, so I haven't gotten to open it yet, but that was a really interesting model kit. When I was looking at reviews on YouTube about it, a lot of reviewers saying, hey, this is like pretty much like build your own Mafex figure. So I had to give it a shot. I got it with the bat signal, so I'm gonna maybe put that together in the next couple days. But They are also coming out with a couple Spider-Man figures. They're coming out with a Miles, MCU Iron Spider, Spider-Gwen, and Superior Spider-Man, which is the Doc Ock Spider-Man. Big Bad Toy Store does have the MCU Iron Spider on pre-order right now, as well as their Tumbler and Batpod. And they're also working on a Batfleck as well from the Flash movie. Not a great movie, but I really like I really like Ben Affleck as Batman, looks wise. That's another, but anyways, so those were 6, I believe. Yeah, but
yeah, I think that's 6.
Yeah, I wanted to also bring up to Ryan, because that time he posted his Lego collection a couple months ago just got me thinking about Legos again. So I did pick up a few Star Wars Legos. Bomber, picked that up. Took about close to 2 hours to build. But I was also talking with Jason in the group, and he was talking about how he picked up a DeLorean off AliExpress. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go check out what they got there. So I just put this together last night. The Razor Crest. This is not an official Razor Crest, but putting it together felt like an official Lego to me.
Yeah.
So, and then got a couple more coming. So,
hey, before I forget, the rumor is the X Mansion's going to be made.
Saw that.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's like 500 plus, because if it's 500 plus, it's a modular set, and that's what you want, the expensive ones. You don't want the open back ones. You want the, fully contained, all walls. Man, if that would come out though, jump on that, because that's a must to have.
Even now, to pre-order something like that, you have to go through the Lego store.
Yeah, the Lego store is the best place to order for that. I don't know about overseas or anything, but
like Amazon doesn't do that, right?
Well, they might have it, depending on the set. Lego store is going to be the first ones, but there are sets that you're going to find at Target or Walmart, Amazon. But there is store specific sets that are only stored at Lego, sold at Lego. And that's where I get my stuff, at the Lego store, because I try to get the free stuff or get the rewards.
All about the free stuff.
Yeah, free stuff. And then, that's probably the only thing I can think of that has my interest. Now, my son and I have to order a bunch of bricks on BrickLink and add on to our sitcom complex or the apartments. So that's the Seinfeld set. That's the Thor's penthouse. We have Seinfeld, Friends. There's other sitcom sets that they have, but always jump on those and just save them. And in the resale too, if you don't put them together, keep them stored away in about 5 years.
Especially the X-Men Mansion, that'll definitely hold.
Yeah, X-Men Mansion, and then the one-offs or the licenses like The Simpsons, stuff like that. If it's something you're interested in, just buy it. It's an investment too. But also, I think, put a Lego set together is always, something to give you
Fun
something
time.
to do. Therapeutic.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. But man, those Lego prices, yeah, the resale on some of that stuff. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, and I made a lot of money in 2020. I was meeting people out in the parking lot at Walmart, all the way from Green Bay or Milwaukee, long drive, and they'd meet me and give me cash.
Really?
Yeah, people are insane. I met a guy in a parking lot, and he told me he would buy anything that is prequel Star Wars Legos.
This is for Greg. You can see the back. So I have my Hush in storage. It's like backed in. The bottom torso is different. The upper torso looks the same, but I couldn't tell you 100%. But here's just a look at the back. Just to give you an idea. Maybe I should try to make that bigger, so you can get a clearer look. So, all right. So let's go. This has been this is 2 hours plus. We're going to quickly do another segment, very quick. What's on your radar? Meaning, what are you guys looking forward to? I'm going to keep it very short and sweet. The main thing I'm looking forward to is that Joe stuff this month. There's nothing I'm looking forward to more than that, especially if we culminate with the Haslab announcement. You know, YoJoe June is really like at the top of my list. Everything about it. So how about you guys? Al, something on your radar, something you're looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to getting that Iron Spider once I figure out what else I want to ship with it. Also got Aquaman coming in the next couple days, so I've been looking forward for that. One thing that I always felt was great about the Snyderverse was basically like the designs of the costumes. I loved it. We could talk about how bad the movies were, whatever, but the designs I always loved. As far as what else is coming out, I mean, most of the stuff is going to be the Hot Toy Star Wars stuff that most of us here pre-ordered. The Revan, the Star Killer, finally coming out with another Han Solo. I'm looking forward to that, but who knows when all that stuff's coming out, maybe next year or so. But yeah, I mean, so far just some of the Mafex stuff that's coming out, hopefully the next month or so. Hopefully it's as good. And they don't have those problems like Bo-Katan, but we'll find out. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, we'll find out. Ryan, what's on your radar?
Well, of course, G.I. Joe. But probably my number one thing, even over G.I. Joe, is my diorama that's being built by John.
Yeah.
It's for my Dick Tracy figures in the Dick Tracy Mezco 2-pack. But he's making a bar for me with a poker table and everything. So I'm really excited about that. He told me he's going to take some time. I understand that. So I'm in no hurries, John, if you're watching this. But I got some time on my hands right now. So looking forward to that big time. And then, of course, the Hot Toys. I mean, I don't know where these figures are, but they've been released. So hopefully no ships went down the bottom of the sea or something, or some.
They haven't been released over here. So
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You know, you hear of some of these guys saying that they got 8 or 9 that are about to hit. And that's what I'm worried about too. So I need to write down what's coming, what I still need to pay. So, but that diorama is probably number one thing. And then I'm looking forward to see what the Haslab is. Definitely.
Okay. KJ, is Rob a Boston guy? What would give you that impression?
He's from Louisiana.
Yeah. With a Texan accent.
Yeah, Texan.
I thought you were native Tokyo.
Yeah.
Well, I've told the story that I get mistaken for being Australian all the time. And I have Americans swear to me that I'm not American because people from Boston don't sound like me.
Huh.
But KJ, I am from Boston. I'm from Dorchester. If you are from Boston and you're familiar with the city, that's the area I'm from, which is south of South Boston. It's part of Boston. It's the southernmost neighborhood in Boston. All right. So I guess that's it for the stream tonight. I guess we're all done. Anything else you guys want to say or do or talk about? Oh,
don't forget about the mystery box that we're doing.
The mystery box. You want to touch on that real quick?
Yeah, real quick. Robert already knows I have tons of stuff that I didn't know I had or haven't opened, and there's things that are coming in, and I'm trying to get more people involved in the group, not just on our pre-order links. You know, you got to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be a member before June 15th. I think that's the cutoff. The more times you comment on someone's post, or the more times you put a post in, and nobody's going to judge you. I put stuff up. I have to schedule stuff now because sometimes I'm like, I'm just sitting around my house on a phone posting things, but at the same time, you get involved in the chat. So towards the end of July, I'll look at what Facebook sends us and see who's the most commenters, who puts the most engaging content, and determine a top 10. And then
am I eligible?
It's up to you guys. I usually don't involve us. Like like the waffles. I don't do the waffles anymore, or I haven't ever done them. I think maybe one, but it's a hot toy.
Yeah, he did the Umbra.
Yeah, but I know there's guys that are worried about their numbers, and I'm telling you, we don't know until they send us the info. So again, we're not going to make that stuff public. We're not going to have people argue. Just remember, it's free stuff. Okay, it's free.
Yep.
And there's things that people want. Depending on who you are, I might throw in something specific. But we're going to do elimination style. The last one standing on that wheel gets it. And if you're international, I know a lot of people are upset about the international shipping. And I don't ship things international, so I don't know what the prices are like. There's going to be an option of you paying for it, or maybe we'll work something out, or I'll let you know what's in the mystery box. You can tell me what you really want out of that. But we'll work something out. People inside the United States, shipping's covered. Again, this is not something for people to get and then sell on eBay. Again, I'll package it nicely, but at the same time, it's not going to be bomb-proof packaging or anything like that. Yeah, I've won things before, worth over I got something back here, $250 on eBay. I'm not going to sell it. Yeah. It's a Mythic Legion if you're trying to figure out what that is. But it's got crinkles in it and damaged the box. So again, it's just something to get you guys involved in. And it's also people have helped me. I've won things. I'm trying to give back to the community. People helped me out the last couple of weeks. So I'm trying to help out back the community too. So that's about it about the mystery box. And then we'll put posts, but just be engaged in the group. Don't be lurking for those pre-order links, right, guys?
International people, if you're going to throw your hat in the ring, you just have to be okay with paying for the international shipping. Again, he's shown me the stuff. It's a lot of cool stuff. If I wasn't an admin and I got a box with that stuff, I'd be pretty happy. So, if you want to throw your hat in the ring, get some of the stuff. The stuff is free for you. All you're doing is paying the shipping, and it really just depends on the weight and the dimensions of the box. I know that for me, shipping from here internationally, for something that size, Ryan has showed me a few of the stuff. I would say you're probably looking at shipping around maybe $30 to $40 at most. And there's different options for shipping, right? And I'm sure Ryan will give you the options for, you can get like EMS style, which is more which is faster and something where you can have a little bit more tracking numbers and insurance on it and stuff like that. Or you can just get a regular parcel shipment, which is cheaper, but it just takes a little bit longer. So it's up to you guys. But if you put your name in and you win, you don't know what's in the box, you got to pay for the shipping. Just understand that. And when you do get the box, it is a mystery box. That's the entire point. So please don't complain afterwards.
And if it goes missing, who knows, right?
Right. So yeah, I thought we had one other thing to do, but I guess we don't.
No.
No, that's it.
Probably go to bed.
Go to bed. Yeah. Was there anything else? Are we forgetting something, guys, in the chat? Is there something that we're forgetting? International shipping, it varies really on where you're sending it, the size, what's in it. Like whenever I send the Mafex figures and even the Hot Toys ones, they're asking, are there batteries? Is there glue? inside for the toy. And I'm like, no, there's nothing. You know, it's nails and wood. That's all there is. Yeah, I guess that's it. Eric mentioned he's hungry. He wants to eat a waffle or something.
Waffle House.
Waffles. I hear you, Eric. I hear you. Waffles are delicious. They really are. It's really hard to find them over here. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Maybe just one more thing. Maybe just one more thing. It's a lot of names on there. There's a lot of names on there. All right. So I know some of you have been looking forward to this for a while.
Hey, we're doing last one standing, right?
Well, so the surprise is I already opened the figure and I'm already playing with it. I told you guys I got two. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's still sealed. It's still sealed. So here it is. This is the figure. It's a great figure. Let's do the spin. Good luck to everybody. And if you win,
good luck.
Reach out to me. Let me know your info. If you're not in the chat right now, I'll reach out to you at some point. Probably in the next few hours. I don't want to wake you up if you're sleeping. So good luck all, and here we go.
Good luck. Good luck.
Oh, is it gonna be Eric?
I think it is.
Oh, is he the one that told us waffles?
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him,
waffles.
Destiny. Congratulations, Eric. How fitting, right?
So what kind of syrup do you want with your waffles?
I know Eric is a huge Star Wars guy. He's just gotten into like the figure arts and the Mafex and stuff. He's been asking me a lot of questions. And when I told him we were doing the Padme, he got very, very, very excited. So congratulations, Eric. I'm really happy for you. Look at him. Look at him. What? Great news. That's awesome. All right. So just as a heads up, so the next one will be, I know everyone in here can read Japanese, so that shouldn't be an issue. This is the Anakin Skywalker Attack of the Clones. This says it is the kind of timed edition. So one more time, I'll explain what that means. You had from Friday to Sunday, back in the day, to special pre-order this off of the Tamashii website. Remember, Tamashii cannot sell these outside of Japan. So any website that you would normally import from, they were limited. They could only order a certain amount. So the numbers on this are very, very, very low. I got two. This is my second one. I forgot I got two. I uncovered it when I was going through all my stuff. So that will be the next waffle for those of you who are looking for that one. That one is different. It comes with the two lightsabers. It comes with an angry Anakin face from Attack of the Clones. So it's a really cool figure. And as I said, that Iron Spider, that black neon stealth one, we'll put that one up maybe towards the end of the summer or into autumn if people ultimately end up missing out, because it's starting to release now. If you end up missing out ultimately on that and you really want it for your collection, we can think about doing that as well. So parting words. You want to go first, Ryan?
Somebody asked in the chat, how do you get involved on the waffles? So
I'll post the information for the waffle. I'll post it in the Facebook group. Don't tell my wife. I'll post it Friday. So what I'll do is this coming Friday, which is I think June 7th, I believe. I'll post the information, and what you have to do is you have to comment in under the photo, meaning that you want a spot. So spots are $5 per spot, and it's a 5-spot max. When you get your spots, you can get all your spots together, or you could spread your spots out on the wheel. It's up to you. Payment is friends and family, and we will do it just like the Padme one. I'll keep it open for a week because I know, sometimes people have bills or whatnot. So, I'll give you a week to come up with however much money you want in terms of spots numbers. So, if this week's a little bit hotter, we'll keep it open for 2 weekends, and it gives you a little bit more chance to enter. So, I'll announce and post everything on the Facebook group on this coming Friday, which I believe is the 7th. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Ryan. Anything you want to part with?
No, just keep collecting, and just remember, I think Tuesday is the 4th, and that's the first stream. So if you're interested in G.I. Joe or these drops, be careful. So 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 1 o'clock are typically the times you want to pay attention for pre-orders. If it's Target and Walmart, Target, I think it's like 9 sometimes. And they do random drops. So again, pay attention. YouTube, Hasbro does have a channel. So just pay attention on that. And there's people in the group. Post links too in the group too. If you hear news, post it. You never know. Don't rely on us to post, links. Again, get involved, introduce yourself. Some of you guys are great in photography. I'm not good at photography, so whatever your specialty is, maybe you read comics. Don't be afraid to post something about comics in there. I know there's at least one guy in our group that has another group all about comics. I know there's people out there. Just get more involved and, step out of that pre-order link chat and share something in the group too. So that's it.
Al?
Yeah, just basically wanted to thank everybody again. The group's been awesome. We've got a lot of great guys in there. We'd love to see more people involved, like Ryan said. Not pre-order, post whatever you like. We are based on 112, but we all have different interests that fall within the same realm. Like us here, we also do the 1/6 scale. So if there's anything else that you guys are into, share it with us because we might like it as well. But again, thanks to everyone in the group for being awesome. I just wanted to point. This is kind of random, but Rob does have that rule of the posting for sales only from Friday through Sunday in Japan. So if you guys do post something before and it doesn't get approved on the day, we see it. We're just waiting until we open up that buy sell trades time window again. We just want to make sure that we got some good deals going and no one gets screwed in our group. So we're just trying.
Yeah, we're not gonna for it.
Yeah, so we see it, but we're just waiting till that time window to approve the posts. But again, thanks everybody. Great times.
Thanks, Al. So if I can just touch on that, I will make it so that buy, sell, trade starts, I'll make an announcement. It'll be Friday morning here in Japan and Australia and, you know, everywhere on this side of the world. And that means that it's basically Thursday night for everybody in North America. When I call it, I don't ever really call it. It's just kind of understood that the admins are not going to approve anything after like Sunday night. So, and that's Sunday night, not here, but there in North America, because it's still Friday to Sunday, not just here. So it'll be Monday morning here when we stop allowing it. And if we see too much activity going on in some of the posts that are people looking to sell or looking to buy, we'll probably delete that post. If you didn't sell it, just post it again the following weekend. The reason we do that is to try to control how many people we see might potentially be scammers. And without fail, you know, we do our best to try to filter who's coming in, and we look at who's posting under these photos and under these threads. And some people just come in and right away they're looking to sell things. And people come in right away and they're looking to engage with people who are looking for things and try to get them to buy. Hey, message me if you want it or whatever. About, what was it, 2 weeks ago now, I ended up deleting or booting out of the group about 14 accounts. I'm not going to call them people, accounts, because these are people who are hiding their profiles from admins, which means you're either blocking an admin or you're trying to hide something from the admin in your account. If you try to block an admin in any way, if you try to keep us from being able to see what you're doing, you're going to get kicked out of the group. No questions asked. You're just going to get kicked out of the group. We're here to try to facilitate a good environment for people and to allow people to be able to buy, sell, or trade things with other members who are like-minded and want to be able to do things on the up and up. One thing to keep in mind is that, I know Ryan has kind of touched on this, when you're selling in the group, this is not eBay, which means the prices that you're offering, you really, it's kind of hard way to put it. That should be a guide, but what we encourage is under eBay prices, because these are your fellow collectors. You're not paying an eBay fee. You are paying the PayPal fee, but you're not paying that eBay fee as well. So use eBay as a guide under the sold filter. Look what the figure is selling for or the piece is selling for. And, you know, mark it down 10% or 15% to your fellow collectors in the group, because, again, there might be something that you're looking for in the future that you would want the same sort of reciprocation. So just think about your fellow collectors. Don't try to squeeze every last penny and dime out of them. Look out for each other and just try to help out. So with that being said, I guess we'll end it. I appreciate everybody joining. It was great. It was very long, 2.5 hours. I know Ryan and Al were exhausted. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that old man nap, 1 to 4:30. I did drink coffee, but my head's been pounding the last hour, so I'm too old, man.
Yeah. So we talked about it. This is going to be a once a month thing, 6 figures a month. This will be at the end of the month or the very beginning of the next month.
Hey, and
but we talked about maybe doing something in the middle.
Yeah, and don't forget,
kind of,
we've talked about before, inviting somebody to come on with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So bringing other people in who might have a little bit more knowledge or point of view on different things is great. So if you are interested in joining the chat, not the chat, the stream, sorry. If you are interested in joining the stream, reach out to us and, you know, let us know what topics or what things you'd be interested in talking about. And when we have those type of things on the agenda, we'll let you know. We'll reach out. and hopefully the schedules match and we can all do something together to help everybody out.
Hey, we've talked about, I want to do a tier, like a ranking show. I told, what is it, next month, right?
Yeah,
we
we
got
can
to
do
rank
that.
these figures. So we've talked about, I've seen it on other streams before, rank like the top figures releases this year or something like that. Put an A, B, C, D category. I think that'd be something real cool. So if that's something you're interested, you know, make sure you're letting us know. If you have other ideas, like what figures do you want to be, you know, released? You know,
what about Kamen Rider? I don't know how many
Yeah.
people collect Kamen Rider in the group. If this is the type of thing that people are interested in, you know, we can talk about it. We're not against talking about anything that people in the group are into. You know, some of us are less knowledgeable. I know about Kamen Rider, but I don't watch Kamen Rider. So I would not be in any way, shape, or form somebody to talk about that line. But Greg, if you are and you want to join and talk about it, absolutely, just let us know. No problem. All right, guys. So with that, I'll say goodnight to most of the people here, and take care. And I'll see you all next time.
All right. See you guys.
See you guys.
Great talking again. Thank you, everybody.